early morning. We're on our way to Berat for the day, and things are so affordable. We just paid 120 Rand for 3 coffees and 3 chocolate croissants. That is insane. I love Albania.
We've been traveling Eastern Europe for the last 6 months as digital nomads. Currently, we are in Albania and fell in love with this country. From its Mediterranean beaches to historical castles, vibrant capital city, and dark but fascinating history, Albania has some of the kindest, most generous people. Yes, some locals didn't want us to leave before filling up our bags with fruit and veggies from their garden.
Literally paid like 120 Rand for 3 coffees and 3 chocolate croissants. In South Africa, you'd pay at least 80 Rand for a coffee and a croissant. Like, you won't pay 100 Rand for 3 coffees and 3 croissants.
And 2 waters.
And two waters.
We'll visit the Gorica quarter here, then we will see the other parts of the city, Mangalem, and also we will do a full castle tour.
This is Berat, a city in about the middle of Albania, also known as the town of 1,000 windows.
Notice here I stop you on the backpackers because this is the first hostel that opened in this quarter in 2009. When a guy named Scott came from the UK and started opening this business, the people were looking at him in a weird way because the concept was not known. But then all the others started, like you will see, guest house. So everybody around here has started and converted their house into a guest house. Before 2008, I would like to say that there were a lot of tourists here, but not as much. Now tourism is the source of income here. Now, this here is different because this has 4 windows for the same room. And if you notice, all of the houses around here have multiple windows for the same room. Now, the reason for that is very simple. During the winter months, here the sun just hides behind the mountain. So people, when they originally built the houses, they were trying to have light and heat inside as much as they could.
And that is where it got its name from, the city of 1,000 windows, or the city of windows on top of windows, as we've learned. A quick reminder that for every new subscriber, we feed a stray animal. So if you haven't subscribed yet, click on the subscribe button to help one less stray go hungry tonight. We've seen the severe neglect of strays all over the world while traveling. And one meal might not seem like a lot, but it's helping one stray not suffer tonight. You can also donate more meals for only the price of a takeaway coffee or help with other medical treatments by visiting www.buymeacoffee.com/kinfolktravels. Thank you.
Also guys, worth pointing out that in the south of Albania there are only Orthodox people, while in the north there are only Catholic. The divide is the Shkumbin river, a river near Tirana. That river is also the divide for 2 Albanian dialects. Now notice that most of the mosques here have 1 floor, this one has 2. On the first floor, these stores pay the rent to the mosque, so the mosque can do some renovation, donation, etc. While on the second floor, they have 2 different rooms. I'm sure that you all know that the Muslims pray in different rooms. A little bit about the local currency here, the Albanian Lek. The name comes from Alexander the Great, which here in Albania was called Leka. So they took out the A and it's left only Lek, Albanian Lek. Now please, an advice, you will see a lot of people make a mistake, not on purpose, and make a confusion about the old Lek and the new Albanian Lek.
There's a difference.
People will usually add a 0. They will tell you something that costs 1,000 when it only costs 100. So always ask around if they mean the new Lek or the old Lek.
Oh, so
Okay?
it's different, okay.
It's different. The new Lek will have 1 less 0. Of course, these are renovated. It's because I want to talk a little bit about these 2 things here. I get a lot of questions and people ask me if here they held statues. That's not true. The real purpose here is, guys, back when there was no Wi-Fi, People used to sit here and talk to each other.
After exploring the old and new parts of the town, we started the very steep walk up to the castle. So we came to this town expecting we're just gonna walk around on the Saturday, maybe have a coffee, do a little walking tour. We had quite a late night the previous night going out for drinks, so we were not prepared to climb a mountain in the heat in the middle of the day, which was very steep. But the views definitely helped to ease the pain and it was worth it. So I recommend doing this, even if you did not plan to and had a very late night the previous night.
Now, a fun fact here in this big square, they held the Miss Albania 2004. They elected the most beautiful girl of Albania here. This, at the beginning, was used as a watchtower by the Ottomans, because inside of it there are stairs. The stairs go all the way up to the top, guys. So the Ottomans here used it as a watchtower to check for possible enemies all across the castle.
According to the internet, this city is 2,413 years old, which is an oddly specific number, but it's a very, very old city. Culturally and religiously, it is a very important city to Albania. This is where they stored all the water for the city. I would think it's an aqueduct, but I googled it and it didn't come up as an aqueduct. So now I don't want to say it's an aqueduct and then I get slammed in the comments for it not being an aqueduct.
That one with the blue door there?
Yeah.
Yes,
Sure.
That's called the St. Iladas Church. Was built at the end of the 17th century, in the beginning of the 18th century. Like, unfortunately, most of the times it's closed, but the church has these big walls, and usually it's open from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Amazing.
Oh wow, that looks so good. Stuffed peppers and lamb with rice and yogurt, bread. So beautiful.
Oh.
Gosh. So we like sitting inside like an old castle while
This is
eating.
take two because Ilka spoke for 5 minutes and she wasn't recording.
In the two of us circle, and we met awesome people from like Colombia and Belgium and Morocco, and all the food is like local and homemade.
And we didn't really expect the whole tour thing today, so like it was an accidental type of tour thing. We thought we were just gonna see like the city of windows above windows type of thing.
Not the city of 1,000 windows apparently,
No, I think that's wrong. So you have to say above windows apparently.
which is much harder to say. But yeah, we thought this was gonna be like a free walking tour thing that you just tip for, but then we were like, oh, we don't think we'll make it up to the castle today, because like last night we had a lot of drinks and it was like a late night and a very early morning. And then he was like, yeah, so at the end we end at the castle and we're like, oh my
shit,
gosh, we're gonna have to
screwed.
climb this hill. And like there's older people on the tour, so we can't be like, okay, cool, like we're tired now.
Yeah.
But it's just, oh, it's so nice and so beautiful, and I'm so glad we actually came here.
So what was this?
Rice. If you're ever in Tirana, you have to come get food at this place. It is so good and so affordable and just really delicious.
Next week, we start the long travel journey back home to Cape Town, South Africa, to visit friends, family, and get some live admin done, before heading out on our next 6-month adventure. We enjoyed Tirana's amazing food before reflecting on our 6-month digital nomad journey in the Albanian Business Airport Lounge. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe.